Alrighty, here we are. Checking my audio to see if it kicks in live. Make sure I'm making noises. Other than that, still about 50-50 on the reverse carry trade. Something happening. Japan has their meeting tomorrow where they kick in radio. Where they reset their rates. It looks like we're getting a 0.25% increase, and that's expected. That's already cooked into the market. Come on, why is it like 30, 40 seconds behind? So they'll probably increase rates. All right, they'll probably increase rates about 0.25%, and that'll. I think it's already baked into the market, so nothing. That shouldn't cause anything, wild to happen. So I'm thinking, but everything else is lined up. All of a sudden, we stopped World War XI with Iran for the 12th time. World War XI stopped for the 12th time, a couple days ago. So we'll see about that. I still think, something dumb will happen, and they'll, cut the undersea wires and knock out some internet. But for the most part, sorry, I ate a gummy worm and I shut up because I'm podcasting, but it's really good. Tonight we're going to go into Evernorth. And like always, when you're diving into stuff and just starting out a research topic, you're gonna swim through the shit. There's so much weird stuff that you don't know if it's true or not. Like, I wish people weren't liars. That'd be a good world. They put out a bunch of weird stuff and could be true, could not be true. So I'm still kind of researching into that. But I found a couple things so far on Evernorth that I would like to share. And if anybody doesn't know what Evernorth is, it is a DAT, a digital asset treasury that has a pure play position on XRP. So all it does is vacuum up XRP, and we'll go into it later, the mechanics of it, but then it actively manages its treasury to borrow, lend, and generate yield, so that the exposure per share of XRP or of Evernorth, you're exposed to greater and greater XRP. And what's next? And that there's other digital asset treasuries. There could be a dividend down the road. I know MCGA said they're thinking about it, maybe. No commitment on it yet, but they are thinking about it. So that was MCGA, Make Kronos Great Again, right here. The Trump Media Group Technology Crow Strategy. They mentioned that down the road they might get a dividend going, and but yeah. So just this last week, I've been covering Evernorth, for months, of course. My one fan, and that's what I was doing last time. What is that? Oh, that's a tree. Yeah, okay, I was doing a little. But this week I kind of I was doing a deep dive into it, like the specifics. And I found something really cool and interesting, but I can't verify if it's true yet. I just got to keep digging. but I figured I might as well record it and report it, and because it seems cool as hell. All right, I gotta go get some tissue and blow my nose and get some coffee. I'll be right back. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing tonight is kind of showing you what I found about Evernorth, and it could close any moment. They're all filed. They did all their amendments to their S4 through the SEC. Like they are set. Actually, I want to because most of what I'm going to talk about, they said they got from the SEC S4 filing. So does it actually say S4? Still kind of new at this, all the terms and different types of S1A. That's the S1. Let's look at that. Okay, I'll be right back. Ooh, sorry about that. My dang coffee maker was like plugged or something and it was about to overflow everywhere, but I caught it in time. And now I got delicious coffee. Well, cheap coffee that's going to do the trick. That's technically delicious. All right, so I guess I want to find out what I'm going to talk about if it's in here. Excuse me, dang. They were saying that something like 97% of the shares are going to be locked up for 6 months, which is exactly what, well, MCGA is locking it up for 12 months, and then it's a laddered uh, unlock. So it seems like MCGA is doing kind of the same thing, which I get it. I get it. It keeps the price up and all that, and keeps some pressure on it. That's smart. So what I'm looking for, yeah, is dang, this is a long. The shareholders like SBI, Ripple, they're all like there's only 3% that the public can buy, like 150 million shares. Ordinary share, assuming no value is attributed to the warrants included in the units and are offering pursuant to this prospectus or to the placement warrant and pro forma net tangible book value per Class A. I'm not understanding this. Ordinary share of this offering constitutes the dilution to investors in this offering. This calculation does not reflect any dilution associated with the sale or exercise of warrants. Okay. Not what I was thinking. How do I go back up? Table of contents. Nice. This is capitalization. Following table sets forth our capitalization as of November 15th, 2024. Jeez. As adjusted to give effect to the sale of our units offered by this prospectus and the private placement shares, private placement warrants. They've been holding for a while. The application of the estimated net proceeds derived from the sale of such securities and the issuance of the private placement shares. I don't know. I don't know what it means. Overall liability. Not sure. So what they say though is that with the 97% locked up, then that'll make the 3% that all of retail, and that what I mean retail, I mean even the hedge funds and all of that are included in this. The 401k accounts and all of that are all fighting for the 3%. That's crazy. Dividend policy. The difference between, dividend policy. We have not paid any cash dividends on our ordinary shares today and do not intend to pay cash dividends prior to the completion of our initial business combination. Not until they close. The payment of cash dividends in the future will be dependent upon our revenues and earnings, if any, capital requirements, and general financial conditions subsequent to completion of our initial business combination. The payment of any cash dividends subsequent to our initial business combination will be within the discretion of the board of directors at such time. The board of directors is not currently contemplating and does not anticipate declaring any share dividends in the foreseeable future, except if we increase the size of this offering pursuant to Rule 462B under the Securities Act, in which we will effect a share dividend immediately prior to the consummation of the offering in such amount as to maintain collective ownership of the sponsors. Ownership of the founder shares at least 25% of the issue. Okay, so yeah, same thing as MCGA, Evernorth. We might do a dividend if we make some money. We'll do a dividend. Let's keep going. Forgot to get tissues. Dang it. Allows a company to file an additional registration statement that becomes automatically effective upon filing with the SEC. This provision is primarily used to upsized public offerings by registering additional securities of the same class included in a previously effective registration statement. Additional securities must be of the same class. Okay, whatever. Don't get it. So maybe our ability to declare dividends may be limited by the restrictive covenants we may agree to in connection therewith. Okay, possible. I'd say probable because that would be awesome. They'll pay dividend off. The dividend will be basically the yield, a transfer of the yield, because each share right now is 6.7 exposure to 6.7 XRP. So if they're doing borrow lend and yield farming, where they're saying with AI bots they're going to do that and gain the arbitrage through AI bots. And then the way to pass that on would be, they buy more XRP, that gives you more exposure, but then through a dividend. And that's how you pay the yield out. That'd be cool. But yeah, what I'm really okay. At least 90% of the gross proceeds. Now, looking for that number 97. 97. Oh, can I? How do you do that? Tab I. Shift I. How do I look up? Oh, that's a PDF document. Windows search. Nope. Shift S. Control S. Let's save. All right. Whatever. I gotta keep looking. Look at my exonerator. Summary. Okay. Yeah, I wish I could. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Okay. Um, I'm just gonna keep scrolling because I'm kind of debating. Like, what? I'll just show you what I got and what I was trying to do until just now I decided not to is kind of prove it, like find the source, and so I can prove that what I'm about to say is right. But so I don't know if it is or not. Well, you know what? See, that's on Reddit. See, that references are Reddit. That's what's. I'm like, okay, I gotta double check this. Not saying it's wrong, just saying I need some source. I need some sources. So the whole thing I'm talking about is the institutional premium. That since the vast majority, 97%, are locked up for at least 6 months, maybe longer, uh, that the 3% remaining will trade at a multiple of the of XRP's price. So whatever XRP goes to, evernorth's stock will increase with the institutional premium multiple. So again, the only source I found for this was Reddit. So take it with a grain of salt. And what I'm going to do is dig deep in because they said they got it from the S4 or the S1. So I'm going to dig deep into that and see if I could find it to try to keep going. But that was taking a little too long to do it live. I know I do the unsexy parts, the 80% behind the scenes, but that was chugging along a little poorly. But here's what they say. Oh, we're down to 159. What time is it? About a half hour. Uh yeah, and I'm a little like bored and out of it today. It's but something could still happen. I was thinking this week or next week because July we're going live on tokenized stock market. We need to be T plus zero by then, before July. So that means we have to be on the blockchain, on some blockchain, RLUSD, Ripple, XRP Ledger, before July 1st. And tomorrow, well, yeah, probably tomorrow morning, our time, 11 p.m. Japan's time. So I think that's our early morning. They're going to raise the interest rates at 0.25% is expected. That won't unwind the carry trade. I think it's already cooked into the markets. So really, if it goes as expected, nothing will happen. They'll kick the can down the road, which is what they've been doing, and that's really bad for the people of Japan and people of this planet with their demonic fiat money. So yeah, he has this equation. So, and how he does it is, they bought a billion XRP, you divide it by the number of shares. So then you have, wait, oh, cool. Wasn't even where, oh, yeah, this wasn't where I was at. Oh, these are just pictures. But this will be nice to look up, though. Okay, cool. That'll be fun to look through. These are usually like, yeah, um, X posts or social media posts. And these guys post a lot. I didn't see him talk about the 97% locked up. I gotta find it, but it might be a little boring to do, like a little too boring, a little too unsexy to do on here. But yeah, oh, whoa, capital. Trump wrote that probably. So yeah, so so he says outstanding shares. I think that's wrong too. Okay, I just don't. Okay, right through the filing. That's for a number two. That's for a number two. Okay. And it seems this formula to calculate the XRP and share value post merger is correct. I also was able to verify the outstanding share could not count, should be around 150 million. Okay. So that's the outstanding share. But that's weird. He's doing outstanding shares and saying that's the amount that gets the XRP when it's all the shares get the XRP, not just the outstanding shares. So that's really weird. Yeah. So I'm just going to go through this, but I might have to do a part two where, like, okay, I was totally wrong on everything and I had no clue what I was talking about. But something seems up with this because you wouldn't just grant the billion XRP to the outstanding shares, you'd grant it to all the shares that exist. So this 6.66 might be really high. But again, I got to dig deeper to figure it out. But yeah, so what he's claiming is a premium, an institutional premium. He's saying around maybe it could be like 3 to 5 or 6% or 6x, to where it trades the share trades at a multiplier because of its scarcity and high demand. So if XRP goes to $10, it normally would be almost $70 a share, but it goes multiplies, so it goes to 200. Interesting. I'm doing a bunch of deep diving digging. Dang, deep diving digging. Dang. Oh, they're gonna rain. I got my chickens outside. Um, 5,000 shares. Nice. So if it goes to $3, institutional premium will take it up to 60. So that's kind of interesting. Shares being locked up and the influence it'll have post merger. So again, I didn't see where the 97% of shares are locked up, but I do know that it's true for MCGA. They did um, lock theirs up for at least a month, and it stair steps out. So I'm betting Evernorth does the same thing. I just haven't found it yet. Like MCGA made it real visible. Um, Math of the float, the filing indicate that. So I'm going to have to go through this filing. That 97% of the total share count is subject to strict insider lockup agreements. These shares, yep, Ripple, SBI, and a couple other people, forgot. I knew them, I just forgot. Are legally frozen and cannot be sold on the open market for a set period of merger. It's like 6 to 12 months stair stepped. The forced entry mechanic. Once the merger is effective and the DTCC tokenization pilot begins, targeted for July, we're going to have ETFs tokenized on the blockchain on the Nasdaq, 24/5 trading on the blockchain T+0 in July. That means we're gonna have to be set. It's set up right now. It's all set up now. It has to be. They can't wait till last minute to do it. But the pilot programs, which full tokenization in October, they're saying this year. So yeah, here's what the interesting part, if true, and I gotta verify all the 97% lockup and all that. These institutions, anybody on the public market, your 401ks, your hedge funds, anybody, they only have access to the 3% public float. That's wild. That's a lot of people chasing not a lot of stocks. Man, 5,000. That would be dope to have that many. That'd be really cool. Well, a retail holder can sell their spot XRP at any time. XRP in supply is mechanically restricted. 97% of it is restricted. And I mean, I guess early investors sell so they could, you know, create some liquidity and some cash flows so they could get into another investment. But this is the best investment. Like XRP it's a treasury that always increases value and always increases its yield. Like it's tier one collateral. There's nothing better than this. So I don't see what you would sell into. Just borrow against it. So okay, I wanted to go deeper regarding XRP density understanding and why an institutional premium is inevitable. Let's go. So yeah, I got to dig in on the premium and institutional premium, and if the lockups are true. And we already looked up dividends. Like they're not against it. They'll have to file something, but I'm thinking that's a yes. Maybe not initially, but real soon. All right. XRP density, the amount of XRP that each XRPN share provides exposure to, is determined by how much XRP evernorth holdings accumulate divided by total outstanding shares. They already have 1 billion in funds to spend post merger. Oh, they haven't bought it yet. That's why everything's staying down. They already have 1 billion in funds to spend post merger, mandated to be spent on the open market from exchanges. Holy shit! So okay, that's an answer. I've been wondering why these ETFs are just hanging out. They it sounds like they don't have any XRP on their balance sheet yet, which is I don't think is true at all. Didn't we just see that they had? Excise price. Huh. I thought. So yeah, we're looking for a lot of things. That 97% lockup, and then what else am I looking for right now? Ah, shit, I forgot. Oh, if they have it's raining. If they have the XRP on the balance sheet already, the balance sheet. Income taxes considered security eligible for future sale. That might be the lockup section. Immediately after this offer, we will have 27 million ordinary shares outstanding. Oh no. Man, I keep wanting to research, but I know this one's like super boring. I got to put it together. Well, shit, I'm not finding any of the information I need. Principal shareholders. Not getting the answers I want. Summary. Nope. Well, these are the active managed. active managed part, so that's good. That's true, confirmed. I just need them to tell me that 97% of these son bitches is locked up. Uh, 12,000 per month. That would be nice passive income. 12,000 a month. I'm not seeing anything. Let's just keep going, and I'll definitely I'll do a part two tomorrow, just because, man, I need to research this because I'm just kind of float. I'm just going off one Reddit post, which is not a good idea. They use AI agents because they partner with T54 Labs to harvest all the yield from every transaction, and they'll use that yield to buy more XRP, and I'm betting to give a dividend out. It'll pay for itself. It's the flywheel. This is the new form of everything's going to do it this way. Everything's going to be deflationary and pay for itself. External AMM pools. The bot will deploy. Yes, 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 yes. Shows the real math. You get the exact share structure, lock up shares, and actual. I need that. The merger blueprint. Trademark name. Questions and answers about proposals. Nope. Summary of the proxy statement. Summary. Extraordinary general meeting. Business combination proposal. God, it's so much good information. Shareholders. It says public shareholders will. It seems like it says the opposite of what I've been thinking. This probably makes sense. I got to spend more time with it. I mean, it's definitely a lot of good information. Business combination proposal. That's cool. Transactions. Ooh, the merger proposal. Is that what he was saying? Where'd you go? Merger blueprint. Okay. No, what was that? Merger proposal. Here we go. Maybe. Reasons for it, because we want to be a deep liquidity pool, digital asset treasury. And um, digital asset treasuries are structured different such that they could get different access to different types of yield and different products and I guess mechanisms. I'll go deeper into that, but they could access yield generation that a retail spot ETF holder or retail spot XRP holder cannot access. So that's another reason. Like, I'm not going all in on Evernorth, not financial advice, but keeping my bags of XRP, but keeping this too is, maybe this will be some kind of jump start at the beginning of price appreciation or something like that. We'll see, but I have a feeling about it. So I'm chasing that feeling down. Wondering, trying to figure out what the feeling is. You know what? I'm gonna go send it right meow. All right, I'll send her this doodad. I'm starting research into Evernorth. I found a curious post. Yes, I'm reading the S4. The institutional premium. Thanks. Healthcare Association. Is there any validity to this Reddit post? I am reading the S4 documents to see about the lockups and the institutional premium. Thanks. Well, let's see. Let's see what they say. Shows the real math. So the S4 blueprint shows the real math. I'm in the S4. Proposal doesn't say blueprint. Domestication proposal. Man, why is my nose all messed up? Oh, 5 minutes. Experts, other shareholder communications, ticker symbol, market price, and dividends. It's going to another dividends talk. Dividends have not paid it. Okay, same thing. Certain relationships and related party, executive and director compensation, beneficial ownership of secure managed found. Of operation. I want to see some numbers. XRP per share is our primary KPI, key performance indicator, by which we measure the performance of our business. XRP per share. See, I'm always worried like if they issue more shares, it destroys it dilutes and destroys everything. So I'm really scared about if they just dilute everything, then that's all your money going in the ETFs. So, but that's why I hold the bearer asset as well, because then you can't dilute that. Calculated as the number of XRP attributable to PubCo divided by the aggregate number of shares of PubCo Class A. Yield per token. Yield per token is the primary measure of financial performance of our yield generating business. Yield per token is calculated as the number of XRP generated by our yield generator strategies divided by the number of tokens deployed to such strategies. Price. Oh, here we go. Okay, I found the math. I think. Our business is expected to be heavily dependent on the price of XRP, which has historically experienced significant volatility. At closing, and assuming no redemptions, that people selling, we expect to hold 639 milli That's almost $1 billion at closing. But they already hold it, which is smart. Boom, 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 boom. Assuming that the closing XRP price is $1.30, which was the closing price that was reported by the call on March 31st. Ooh, yeah, because they were supposed to be done in Q1. Let's see what we're doing over here. We're dropping. World War 11 is done again for the 10th time. World War 11 is stopped for the 10th time again. So yeah, I'm guessing nothing will really happen at the opening, but we're close, man. Like the market's going to be tokenized in July, so we have to have something before then, because you can't have tokenized markets without being on the XRPL, and we can't use the fake money that's T+1, T+2. You can't use that. That's not the settlement. T+0. We'll see. And accounting for the cash in the trust account on March 26th. Expect in the future to acquire additional XRP through at market purchases. That's buying pressure on the markets, which it'll keep the price really high. So purchase pressure will become institutional. Right now it's just retail, drip, drip, drip buying. This will be a yield generating industrial engine, just power buying from the app market purchases from the exchanges. That will keep the XRP price high, very high, and that's all there is to that. The legitimate secure, and once it gets tier 1, oh god. Well, okay, we didn't get any of the math I wanted, but we got some different math. All right, 6 p.m. Let's roll right here. Oh yeah, every week we get the dumb chart, the dumb screen, then it goes gray and acts all goofy. What is that? 1.32K. What does that mean? 81. We're down $20 a barrel down. Stop the war. Stop World War 11 for the 10th time. The SEC's official stamp of approval. When this hits, the merger or registration is officially active. This is your go time signal. Which that's all we're waiting on. Evernorth filed all their forms. They filed all the amendments to the S1, S4, and they are ready to rock and roll. They're waiting on the SEC. That's it. Same as MCGA. Major unscheduled news. If a heavyweight board member joins or a major partnership locks in, it legally has to be posted here days before polished press release hits the media. There is also no more common form. There's also a more common form listed often throughout the merger. The two companies are planning to merge like a SPAC or private. They aren't allowed to just say whatever they want to the public. Legally, every single written communication they have about the merger must deal before the deal officially closes. Whether it's a slide deck, a press release, a transcript from a podcast interview. Yeah. That's all I got. I can't up or down it. I'm not signed in. Would you rather own an asset that you have to use manually deposit trying to chase 47 dips in a retail pool? Yeah, so interesting, but I haven't seen anything about this yet in the S4s. But I'll do another video tomorrow and I'll know more. So we'll have some validation. But regardless of what I find, I'm buying the fuck out of this. That's just me. I'm not advising anybody to do anything. I wish they had more on this website, man. There's nothing here. But look at these bros. Look at these advisors. Is this new? I don't remember this. Oh, did that say agentic? Agentic. Get that word, the agentic economy. Oh, man, I got to read all this. Dang. So there's just so much to learn now. All right, he's acting like a jerk. And no dips, though. Remember, what is that? 2 days ago? Boop. Went up 200 yen. Then back down. But we know this isn't the real chart. It all acts all goofy for a while. It'll go all grayed out once it kicks in. And then about an hour from now, it'll be the real chart. But nothing major right off the bat. So this is Monday morning in Japan right now, and I think I only saw one post, but they're gonna have their meeting at 11 p.m. Maybe it was 11 p.m. our time. That would make more sense because what is that? Yeah, about 5 hours. So that'd be like 10, 11, 12. That'd be like 1 or 2 p.m. there on a Monday. And I think that they'll raise their interest rates 0.25, which it's already cooked into the market, so nothing will really happen. So yeah, the only really thing, everything's just holding. Everyone's kicking the can down the road. All the springs are just coiled, waiting. You know the meme like hold. That's what we're doing now, and the pressure's building. The buy pressure is once these DATs, digital asset treasuries, like Evernorth and MCGA, once the SEC hits the go button on them, man, they turn into vacuums. They turn into industrial perpetual token vacuums, and they buy from the exchanges. So that's a constant buying pressure on the exchanges, which always increases the price. Oh, dang, it's getting dark out. Poor little chickies, got to get them. So yeah, there's our goofy chart. Whatever, it just grays out like a dork. You know what? I think that jumping around is actual data. I can't get it in right now, but what she said. But I think that was actual volatility. We'll see. It seems like they might kick it down the road. They don't have long, a couple weeks. Maybe they'll kick it down the road for one more week. I had a feeling about this week as well, but I think Japan will raise the rates to 0.25. That's expected. I mean, if they raise it more, then it's on. And then I don't know. They'll have to do an emergency meeting or something will happen. Watch it. They gotta have a crisis so they don't look like the bad guys. They're like, well, we had to do this because of blah blah blah, because of the undersea cables getting cut or because of whatever happening. So expect that in the next couple of weeks. You got to have a crisis, the Hegelian dialectic, problem reaction solution. But we were up here to 18.7 a couple months ago. I think it was March. And like damn. All right, folks, I'm going to do some research tonight on this. Do some research on Evernorth, figure that shiz out, and let's crack the code. Look into this Reddit post, and this is the only place it's at. There's no other place, and I had a bunch of slides to read, but I got to do some research first because I don't want to put out fake news. All right, folks, love you. Thank you. I'll do another video tomorrow for you just to make sure we get our data out. Because if it's right, man, I mean, have your bearer asset for sure, but maybe carve out a little bag of some Evernorth because it seems like something's there in my opinion, just for me, just my opinion, and there's something in Evernorth. It's doing something. I don't know if the 6.66 right because he's just counting the outstanding shares and not the total shares. So, and the billion might be lower, might be higher, but we'll see. We'll see next time, folks. All right, thanks a lot for joining, and I'll catch you tomorrow for sure.